Resume writing. Resumes are a personal summary of your academic, professional experiences and qualifications. This will include your education and work experience. Depending on your experiences, you may also include research experience, projects, activities, honors, and technical skills. The best approach to your resume is to tailor the document to the employer or industry of interest by reading through the description thoroughly and identifying key skills, phrases, and experiences the employer is looking for that you can align with your resume. Here are some general guidelines to follow. Length should be 1 full page. Depending on your experiences and what the application is looking for, you can go to 2 pages, but they need to both be full in length. General guidelines for margins are between 1/2 inch to 1 inch. We recommend 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. Font size should be between 10 and 12 point font style. Should be clean and easy to read, such as New Times Roman, Arial, Garamond. We recommend you do not use resume templates, tables, columns, or other graphics. Keep it to single spacing. And finally, remember, headings should stand out. They should be different from other text. Some examples are you can use bold, perhaps maybe even all caps, or both. The most important information should be toward the top. You don't have to include everything. Here's a list of the most common resume mistakes to consider. These are ranked in order, starting with the most common. They start with errors in quality of writing. Next is poor visual appeal, so formatting issues. Make sure your resume reads like a page and goes the full length left to right. Do not use side columns. Another issue that pops up frequently is not articulating related skills, followed by not customized or tailored to the position, excluding relevant experiences, and too much information, ultimately too long in length. Here are some common sections to include in your resume. The only required sections are name and contact information, education, and some kind of experience, research or work. Your experience and the positions you apply for dictate what sections should be on your document. For example, some companies may want to see leadership, and you should add a leadership section if you have experience that would fit that. Here you will see the rankings of the most important information found on a resume. This is based off of employer feedback we have received. This starts with your work experience, education, skills and qualifications, technical skills, internship or co-op, and your graduation date. This is not the order in which should be listed on your resume, but the order of most important feedback we have received from employers. For resume, you want to start your resume at the top by including your name, contact information, so listing your email and phone number. And remember, do not title a resume. We are seeing less physical addresses and more LinkedIn profiles or personal websites, online portfolios, etc. In the University of Minnesota Employer Survey, most of the employers said they want the objective to be specific to the position and the company. Objective statements are optional, and you do not have to do one. If this takes up space on your resume and you could otherwise use that space for more skill-based experience, we suggest skipping the objective. A summary of qualifications is also optional. It helps to tell an employer how you fit their qualifications, typically more common on a 2-page resume. If you include one, make sure you tailor it to the position you are applying for by only mentioning skills and experiences that the employer is looking for. This should be bulleted with 3 to 5 points and be clear and concise. Your education section should look similar to what we will list in the next slide. But you're going to want to make sure to include your degree, so a Bachelor of Science in institution, University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, followed by the college name, so the College of Science and Engineering, the location, the city and state, and list the graduation date rather than a range. GPA. Use cumulative and or major or technical GPA, as we recommend including some sort of GPA. If you don't include any GPA information, employers may assume your GPA is lower than it actually is. Other ideas, you can list a thesis title or perhaps an emphasis information. Related coursework, but remember no more than 6, only those related to the job. Any honors or awards, or you could do this under a separate heading if more than 2. And at this point, do not add high school information. Here is an education sample. Do not include all the classes you've taken. Only courses that are relevant to the position you are applying for. Do not include course numbers. They do not mean anything to employers. For your skills. When creating a skills section, it is important to remember that they should be tangible skills related to the position. Do not include soft skills, such as great communicator or team player. Those need to be shown within your experiences section to provide examples. Anyone can say that they are a team player, but you need to show it. Here's more of a visual breakdown of the skills section. So here, typically I like to list hard or technical skills only. Remember that soft or transferable skills should be in your bullet points. Experience. Your experience section may include internships, co-op, volunteering, community service, extracurricular activities, or work experiences. You can title this section simply as experience or work experience, but remember that you can also be creative in how you label your experience. For example, if the position you're applying to talks a lot about customer service, and you have that type of experience, you could label your experience section as customer service experience or client relations experience. This can be a good way to fit in more keywords when tailoring your materials. Aim for 3 to 5 bullet points per experience. More related experiences can have more. Just never list it as just one bullet point. 3 to 5 is ideal. List your experiences in reverse chronological order within each section, but most relevant sections towards the top of the resume. Verb tense. Remember to keep present tense if you're currently doing. Past if you've already completed. Here's a sample section of experience. You will notice each bullet point provides a unique action verb, plus some details and a little bit of outcome. Try your best to never use the same action verb more than once. For this slide, you can see a list of common transferable skills that you can try to incorporate throughout your resume. In this slide, you will see more details about attributes employers seek. An annual survey of what employers look for in resumes from the National Association of Colleges and Employers, also known as NACE. This list is very similar for STEM and social sciences employers. Remember, employers will not assume you have any of these skills, even if you think something is implied. Be sure to always spell out your skills in bullet form, showing where you became stronger or learned how to grow in these areas. Skills CSE employers seek. This data was obtained from the Fall 2019 Science and Engineering Career Fair Employer Survey. A couple key skills to note, as you will see are higher on the list, is communication and work ethic. And many skills actually fall above the technical skills. Bullet points. So to build a proper bullet point, you want to incorporate three main things, starting with an action verb, plus detail about what you are doing or where you're doing it, and any type of result. You will see two columns highlighting the correct and incorrect way to start your bullet point. Be sure to reference our resume guides online to get a longer list of action verbs you can use. This is an example of what not to do. As you will see for the example bullet, I tutored students last summer. This does not tell the employer anything about what skills you gained from the experience. To expand, reflect on what tutoring included. Here's a reflective process to help you expand on the skills gained from tutoring students. Ask yourself the who, what, where, when, why, followed by adding any data, and then the how. As you can see, this bullet point expanded greatly and now includes a well-rounded description showing the prospective employer more detail about what you did and how you grew. Here's some more examples of how to expand your skill statements. Ultimately, moving your bullet points from what you did to include how you did it. Similar to work experience, here you can see a sample of how you can list any types of relevant research you want an employer to see. You'll be listing position title, department, dates you conducted the research or worked in the research position, followed by bullet points on skills and experiences. Projects. Employers like seeing projects that you are working on or have experience doing. You can list these out similar to previous experience sections. Projects can be working through an org, class, or even independently, a personal interest. Activities are another section you can consider adding depending on your engagement and what you want to highlight for an employer. These can include athletics, student organizations, etc. General rule of thumb is that you can include high school activities through your sophomore year of college. Some final things to keep in mind when building and working on your resume. The most important and relevant information should be toward the top. You don't have to include everything. Remember to target your resume. Do not use the same resume for every job. The order of your resume can and oftentimes should change depending on the position you are applying for. Use the job description to determine what to highlight on your resume. The job description is your answer guide. The resume is your test. Use this. They're giving you the answers. We recommend proofreading and have someone review your resume. Always remember, CSE Career Counselors are here to help you. Applicant tracking systems. 90% of companies use applicant tracking systems. These are programs that scan through resumes to determine fit. In order to be seen as a match in an application tracking system, it is important to use keywords from the job descriptions. That is why we emphasize the importance of paying attention to the job description and the skills they require and prefer. Always save the job description to refer to. Avoid abbreviations. Use the same exact language the job description uses. Minimal formatting. Avoid tables, lines, and columns so the system can read your resume. There is an applicant tracking system guide on our website if you would like to learn more. Here's a helpful tool you can check out called JobScan. JobScan has researched the top systems used by thousands of companies, and they have built algorithms based to detect common patterns to help benefit you. This is a tool to score your resume against the job description. It gives you a match rate and suggests keywords and skills to add, getting higher placed in the company's applicant tracking system. Be sure to check out this website. Finally, just want to say thank you. Be sure to check out the Career Center online resources. You can make an appointment with us as career counselors or attend drop-ins whenever you need help along the way. You can see there also a link to our resource page, and you can check out our sample guides as well. Thank you.